once again, this is Kevin from CSMI in Australia today, doing part 2 on the VLV articulated dump truck. On part 1, if you haven't watched it, it's the overview of the truck. Well, it's sitting upright, and now we're going to part 2 where we're going to talk about the undercarriage and show you a bit of detail on the construction. So as usual, if you want to buy this truck or you have any questions or emails, you can leave it in the comment section below and then we will get back to you on it. Let's get straight into this. All right, so the last video we did see the truck and the details about. It's that big. I had to put it on the trolley so I can show you the underside. It's a bit more easy for me to navigate and move around. So let's go from the forward backwards. You got a kind of a drop box up here. So you got the motor situated up here. There's a drive shaft that goes to the top of the gearbox, and then from the gearbox, it actually gets transferred through a drive shaft up here to the back, and then there's a drop box from here powering the front diff. As you can see, the construction of the diff is pretty solid. I'll bring the camera a bit closer so you can see the drive shaft coming from the drop box up there, and then it gets transferred through a transfer case and then goes to the back. And you got two hydraulic cylinders, you got the articulation hub up there, and then you got the solid torsion bars or torsion frame, two of them just like you have in the real truck. And you know, the construction is just unbelievable. The ball joint that they have up here resembles the real thing, and the articulation, let me get the camera up here, the articulation between the two axles, so it's a solid beam, so you have a fair bit of travel. It's a bit hard to show you. Let me see if I can do the articulation. Yeah, there you go. Bring the camera a bit back so we got it in focus. So you can see the level of articulation on this axle. There's a lot of weight on this one, so it's a little bit hard to move it, but you can see there's a fair bit of articulation if you're going on uneven roads, just like the real thing. And there's a solid bridge between the two axles. At the back, go up here, let's get it into focus. Once again, you got a load sharing articulation bar up there, or a torsion bar, to keep the axles from shifting left to right, and it only allows the pivoting to go up and down. Good design. It's quite well constructed. There's no doubt about it. It's quite solid. It's not flimsy in any way. Even the cross section of the chassis and the frame on the underneath. Let me see if I can show you the detail up there. It's just unbelievable. You can see the gloss on the finish of the paint up here. It's quite, you can see this. Let me bring this up here so you can see this. You can see the reflection within the paint of the tip of my screwdriver up there to give you an idea how well it's been painted. You got some tail lights and brake lights up there, quite well wired up, neat and tidy. They could have put a black heat shrink on just to make it look a bit more tidier, but you know, these are little things people can do at their end. And then you got a solid heavy brace for towing something up here, and then you got two anchor points if you want to secure this truck onto a trailer. So quite well constructed, there's no doubt about it. I don't know how strong this is. It looks pretty strong, but I think it's 3D printed or made of plastic. It's not metal. The rest of the truck is all metal. So I think so, you know, we can get past that compared to some of the other trucks that I've seen. So that's the undercarriage. Let's show you a little bit of more detail up here if you can see. That's the motor that actually comes from the forward. That is the drive and goes through and through. And then you got the shackles that actually come in the box that, you know, that go on the front if you want to secure this to a trailer, if you're transporting it on another trailer. Overall, pretty good finish even on the bottom. Let's go back to this particular drop box up here. So there is a plastic screw I would fill it up with some oil, with some thicker grade oil, because if the oil's too thin, there is a bearing, and you can see there's a bit of grease coming out of this bearing. Let me just bring that in focus. So if you put some thinner oil in there, it's probably seep through and come out, which is not too bad. But if you're riding it in mud, eventually that mud will get carried over into the bearing. So if you're going to fill up some oil, try to get some good thick oil inside it, or some lithium based grease, just to keep everything lubricated on the inside. That way it's got fluid inside and good lubrication. Not that it's really required, but I think it's good to have lubrication anywhere where you can. Let's go down into the rims. You can see the rims up there. I'm not quite sure because I haven't opened one of these, but it looks like they could be having reduction hubs inside them. But we'll try to get to some video when we'll open this and have a look inside it and discuss what's inside it. But I can see that they do have some kind of circlip keeping these things together. So I'm not quite sure, but I'll be very interested to open and show you guys what's inside that. Let me get this into focus. It's a bit more clearer up here, so you can see there is a kind of circlip up here on the inside. So I'll be curious to open and show you guys what's inside it, but we will get to that in the next video. Two diffs. These diffs, I haven't seen them anywhere else, so they're probably custom made for this particular truck itself. They are more bigger than the normal standard size diffs that you get in the market for your standard 114 size truck. They're quite robust and solid built, so it's very unique to this particular truck. So you probably won't see these diffs anywhere else. Shafts are quite common. You can see them on different places, and you can buy them separately. So that's pretty much, not much to speak about. The tire quality, I mean, it's pretty good, deep groove. You can't help but getting this mark from the die, from the two halves of the mold. But overall, you know, that's just superficial. Once you drive it, that will wear out. But overall, the quality of the tire is just beautiful. It's quite soft. It's not very hard, and it will provide a lot of traction and grip, even if you're having a steep surface or a climb, or if you're trying to tow something or pull something. These tires will give you a lot of grip. There's no doubt about it. So that's pretty much what we have on this particular video. As usual, if you have any question or comments, feel free to email us at info@csmi.com.au, or leave your questions and comments in the below section, and we'll try to respond to it. Thank you for watching.